What up, cucks? Your boy the hater. And you know what they say? 2 videos a day keep the hater getting paid. So for today's second video, as we play catch up in this piece, I wanted to talk about something that's been bothering me quite a bit, right? This is more of an AEW video. The same can be said about WWE. But it's this idea of having no follow through with the wrestlers that are signed, right? Now, of course, it's a numbers game, right? So if WWE or AEW for that matter, if they sign like 10 guys, obviously 9 of them are not going to make it, right? Probably 10 of them are not going to make it. That's just the nature of the beast, right? And while this is tolerable for things like the Cruiserweight Classic, oh, what about Ho Ho Loon? Why didn't WB sign Ho Ho Loon? You know what I mean? Like, that's whatever, right? Oh, Dante Chen is in NXT. Oh, the other guy from the stable where the girl is like a ghost and then she becomes Wendy Chu and they're all jobbers at the end of the day. What happened to them, right? Of course, people are going to fall apart, right? Of course, these weird hires that are done just to placate specific geographic areas, like, you know, they sign a bunch of Chinese wrestlers because they're trying to expand to China, right? But, like, they all suck, you know what I mean? I mean, except for Xia Li, like, she's interesting, I guess. They signed, like, Mansoor, who, like, was obviously the one that had the most promise out of the Saudi guys, but, like, I mean, let's be real, he's just another Mustafa Ali. You know, speaking of, they signed Mustafa Ali, he amounted to nothing. I've never seen a man get more opportunities and fail at all of them entirely, right? But that's neither here nor there. I wanted to talk specifically about Rusev or Miro, right? Now, if there ever was a dropped ball, right, it wasn't Miro. I know everyone thinks that Miro's like this great wrestler, right? And while he was entertaining as Rusev, that was not him being entertaining. He did character work, but his character was be quiet, while the attractive, blonde Drago's wife character does the talking, right? That's his character. That's all he's good for, right? Like, it's not like Rusev was this great, like, entertaining guy, right? And we've seen this time and time again when he's tried to either put himself over or in the rare event that he has gotten himself over, like with Rusev Day. Like, in my personal opinion, like, Rusev Day getting over is not something like it really proves, to me, it just proves one thing, that the fans really are stupid. I mean, it's as simple as that. Like, people are like, Rusev Day is over. Why isn't Rusev winning the Royal Rumble? I'll tell you why. Because Vince McMahon and other grown men saw this and they're like, yeah, we're not going to push Rusev with the gimmick of a Rusev Day because that's incredibly stupid. And we cannot market it and make money off of it. And people are going to turn on him in 2 weeks, right? That's why that didn't get pushed. But think about this, right? Think about this. I have no issues with Rusev being buried completely, especially after his new, like, Redeemer and video game arc that he had in AEW of the best man, Rusev. Like, it's like everything they come up with for this guy is stupid. He doesn't need a gimmick. He can just be Rusev, the guy who looks the way he does and just destroys people, right? Look at what they've done, and I hate to bring him up again, with Gunther, right? Now, it's no fan that I hate Karrion Kross, and when I say hate, I mean I think he's overrated. I don't hate nobody, motherfucks. But you look at Karrion Kross, you look at Rusev, and you look at Gunther, right? And even I will admit that compared in this hierarchy, they definitely got it wrong, right? Even Karrion Kross, I think, deserves a push more than Gunther, right? It's like they both have this basic creative wrestler moveset, right? You know, like in the old WWE games, even in the new ones, you can do like weak grapples. I forget who said this. I think it was either J-Rance or Casual Q, but they made this point, I think, about how like this guy has like weak grapple moves, right? Like his moveset is just like suplex, like vertical suplex, bocce powerbomb. Like, I'll put it to you this way. All of Rusev's moves, I mean, not Rusev, all of Gunther's moves, 100% of them, can be found in WWE Warzone, WWF Warzone. They can all be found in WWE SmackDown, the first one. All of his moves, right? Literally all of them. You have the top rope splash. You had Val Venus in the money shot in that one. You had every suplex, a DDT, a power bomb. All of these moves are in that game, which had like 30 moves, right? This guy wrestles like he's a creator wrestler from like a 2000 video game, right? So despite this and having absolutely zero personality, right, Gunther gets this quote unquote huge push. Now, I understand that it's not really a huge push, right? Like, you know, Rusev got a much bigger push because Rusev was at WrestleMania against Cena, and like, let's be real, Gunther's never going to do that. But think about that, right? It's like, if you can push Gunther and he has really nothing going for him, he's just another Kozlov, right? Why can't you push Rusev, right? Why can't you push, motherfuckers? Why can't you push Miro, right, in AEW? If you're AEW, let's just push Miro, right? Why are you wasting your time pushing Swerve Strickland, who's not going to amount to anything, let's be real, right? And fucking, what's his name? Hangman Adam Page, who's just a jobber. I mean, like, this guy, remember when he was like 26 and the world was his oyster? Now he's like probably 31 or 32, and he's getting to a point where he's not too old to go to WWE, but he's too old to be a young guy that goes to WWE, right? So if he goes there, he's going to carry his, like, horrible legacy with him, right? Like, have you people not seen what happens? There's only two formulas, as you ignoramuses might say instead of formulae, two formulae, there you go, that work in WWE. There's one, you are either chosen by WWE young, right? And you're pushed young. Then you can do whatever you want. You can Lashley it, you can Drew McIntyre it, you can go and leave and you can come back, you can Cody it, right? But all these guys started out like really young, right? Drew McIntyre and Cody were like, I mean, Cody was a teenager. I think Drew McIntyre was like 20 or something like that, right? And Lashley was also like 25 or 24, right? Really, really young guys, right? So it's like, all right, like it didn't work out, but like they saw something in them when they were young, and these guys went to the indies and quote unquote proved themselves, right? That's one method. The other method is you have to go to WWE when you're like 40, right? But if you go to WWE when you're 40 and you're Bobby Roode or Nakamura, right? Which means that you haven't really done anything outside of WWE because it's really, really hard to do anything outside of WWE. You're going to have a Bobby Roode or Nakamura-like career, right? If you are lucky or really, really good, like AJ Styles, you will go to WWE and they will make you a champion at least one time, right? If you are Christian Cage, right, and you do the same thing and you go to TNA, they will make you champion at least one time even if you come in your mid-30s, right? Otherwise, it's not going to work, right? Christian Cage will also go and become a WWE champion, right? Because they got him when he was young, right? WWE needs to get you when you're young, or you need to be exceptional, right? As a matter of fact, the only example I can think of, like there's two examples, and that's AJ Styles and Sting, right? And then maybe some of the other WCW guys like Goldberg and Steiner, which obviously was also WWE, and DDP, and like, you know, these kind of like legend Booker T, these like legendary types where it's like, you know, these guys were drawing 8 million people, so of course Booker T is going to get a push. But these are outliers. The majority of people that need to have success in the WWE need to get there when they're young. So people like Adam Page are out of luck. Rusev, on the other hand, they did get him when he was young. So maybe they'll get him again one day. But it's like, what are you going to do with him, right? You know, the answer is, in my opinion, right in front of us. He can literally just be another Gunther, right? There is absolutely no reason why Karrion Kross is not getting a push and Gunther is. There's no reason why Big Bronson Reed is getting a push and Bull Dempsey isn't, right? These are all garbage wrestlers. They're all mid-card jobbers, right? I'm not going to sit here and pretend like everybody else does that Rusev was this sort of big missed opportunity and that Gunther was this big missed opportunity when he inevitably fails and becomes a WWE champion, right? I am very clear as to what works and what doesn't, right? You can just, like, I think I have a good eye for these things, right? The first time I saw John Cena, I'm like, this guy's going to make it. First time I saw Brock Lesnar, I mean, everyone, I think, was like, okay, this guy's the future, right? The Rock, all these people, like, I have a really good eye for these things. Very rarely am I wrong, in the sense that I don't think someone's going to make it, and they make it. Like, that's never happened, right? There's been a few times when I think someone won't make it, and they, quote-unquote, do, like Daniel Bryan. Like, I'm like, all right, this is not going to work out. But he did. You know, there's a few like that, right? But the vast majority of people that I pick, their careers go exactly like I would expect them to, right? So it's like, there are some people right now in NXT, this is going to be the next video, that have some potential. But the majority of them are jobbers, and they need to be released immediately, right? There is absolutely no logic in keeping these jamokes around just to have them be there, right? We need to clear the deck and bring in good wrestlers, right? It's better to see the same guy 5 times in one show, right? And the guy is good, than to see 5 different guys who all suck on the same show, right? There's absolutely no reason. I like Otis. I like Chad Gable. But these guys are never going to make it, right? There's no reason for them to get any TV time, right? The only way they should get TV time is either NXT or as jobbers, right? Back in the day, the formula was different. The show would start with Triple H. There'd be like 2 or 3 segments in the first hour involving Triple H. There'd be like the mid-match segment with Triple H. And then every other week or so, you'd have a match. Or vice versa. It'd be like The Rock and then Triple H, start the segment. One of them's going to have a match that night, right? And people get excited. You see him like 5-6 times during the night. And this tells a story, right? This is Vince Russo level stuff, right? Nowadays, what happens is you have Tozawa do the ruffle shuffle And then after that, you see someone walking backstage, and then Bronco Nima and the other guy are introduced for like 30 seconds, and then Tony D'Angelo and Channing Stax Lorenzo are eating a sandwich and being Italian stereotypes. And it's like, I don't want to see any of this. You know what I'm saying? Give me something good, right? So Miro and Rusev, in my opinion, is not a missed opportunity, but it feels like he is, in the sense that if Gunther made it, why can't Rusev make it? There's absolutely nothing distinguishing these two jobbers, right? They're both these overly serious European wrestlers, right? Who quite honestly have boring moves. I mean, what did Rusev ever do that was exciting? The Accolade? What was it? The Accolade? Or was it the Machka kick? Get the hell out of here, man. I mean, this is just like low-level garbage.